Tonight on Stars Divided, two of our members, two of our players in attendance with us tonight, um, are staring at a collapsed tunnel as the third character, or the fourth character, I should say, since there's also the Wookiee. The fourth character is kneeling in the background, meditating. Perhaps he's contemplating his transgressions, the darkness that he's let take hold in his heart. Meanwhile, what are our illustrious adventurers doing this night?
So we're back in the ruins, right?
Correct. You are in the ruins.
Okay. So I can't remember specifically what happened at the end of the last session.
At the end of the last session, Raga was trying what have started as weapons of history and lore, a truly elegant weapon, and has resorted to using them as mining equipment for the past little while, and lockpicks.
That's right, that's right. We were trying to dig through the rubble. Because we wanted to get to the other part of the temple that's been blocked off. I guess we're going to continue digging through that until we can get through. However long that may take.
Well, it depends on how you want to do it, on how long it'll take you to do.
Well, I don't have any explosives, so unless somebody else has someone who's willing to try it, I don't know that that would be feasible at this time.
Well, once there was a wise old sage that ended up saying, "Do or do not, there is no try." And in that spirit, I am going to roll move objects, and I'm going to start forcing this. Wrong one. I'm going to start forcing these rocks aside, moving piece by piece. Don't want to get too close in case this thing collapses any further. That is 17.
The rocks begin moving, slowly lifting, drifting to various points around the room as the tunnel begins to take shape and make more sense as to what's beyond. And it's not easy, and it takes you a while, but you clear it, stone by stone.
And as the last stone is eventually moved aside to reveal something on the other side, I would imagine. What is it that we see?
You see a tunnel connecting these areas.
Naraga slips through, once again going by, light emanating from one of her sabers ignited, drawn forward, trying to be cautious. Who knows what else ends up lurking in here other than themselves. They've already had enough encounters as it is. Naraga seems to choke on something for a second. Wipes a bit of blood out of the corners of her mouth. Throws her hand to the side, so casting that little bit of life's essence on the ground before stepping forward.
And you step forward, and you see a tunnel leading in two directions.
Directions are north and south, correct?
Correct.
She thinks about the map, and
After Naraga goes through, I'm going to follow behind her
Okay.
with my Wookiee sidekick behind me.
as well you should. Alright, I'm going to check the northern tunnel. The southern one shouldn't be too long, so take a quick look. We're going to have to end up covering a lot of ground. I don't want to spend any more time in here than I have to.
Understandable, these ruins are old and probably not the safest place to be in.
You didn't come in here for safe, did you?
No, I didn't. I came in here to find valuables.
Yeah. Well. Alright. Let's continue on for a moment. I'll keep a light on. She kind of gestures with her saber in hand. She ends up moving up the tunnel towards the north, allowing room for Cortez and his companion to make their way south.
You make your way up north, and you find the door. The door, just like the map said there should be. Things are going well. Definitely far more in your favor than they had been.
Everything's coming up Naraga. Go Millhouse!
You're at a door. As you approach the door, are you going to try and do anything?
Well, now that the power is on, shouldn't be too difficult to just open it.
No, and as you approach, the door does automatically open.
One of those automatic doors. Naraga can end up seeing things going very, very badly in the next little while. Never trust a door that opens itself. Still, she continues her way in a little bit deeper while Cortez makes his way to the south, unless he decides
I'm continuing to follow you.
You're continuing to follow. Turns back. What, you did? You don't mind if I leave you at my side? I didn't think I was that cute.
I simply think it's better that we travel together, don't you? Given what we've run into so far, it may be unnecessarily dangerous for us to split up.
Naraga makes a mumbling comment under her breath. Well, she begins to make her way up the tunnel towards the north, remembering the locations marked.
You come to a corner and a door. This one as well opens as you stride forth. The lights in the hall illuminating these old, ancient tunnels. It's amazing that they still work after so long.
As we're going down this hallway, do we see anything that may be of value?
I don't know, what do you consider of value?
Artifacts, maybe some historically significant weapons, just anything that might carry some kind of monetary value to it.
High or low?
Hi.
Nope, you do not.
Damn it.
You just see mostly rocks, dirt, and debris.
Fair enough.
And Naraga, as you approach that door and it opens, you see a short hallway. The door on the other end Looks to have been propped open at some point by a rock, probably having fallen into its track. You can hear the motors trying to close, releasing, trying to close, releasing.
She passes through it, trying to keep a steady pace, trying not to abandon her new comrade, as it were, and steps forward. She thinks into her head about the map and looks across the room, whatever it is, hoping that it is, or what she seeks is actually exactly where she needs it to be.
As you enter this large room, you see a strange creature. A massive, hulking body. Its front limbs ending in 3 massive claws. Its whole torso seemingly to be made up of massive. Waiting for images to upload. Oh, that's a bit bigger than I anticipated. Let's shrink it down a little bit.
I
We'll
was
leave it
totally
big so
expecting a
everybody.
Rancor.
You see a large creature that looks quite similar to this, kind of lumbering about in the center of the room.
Based on the way you were describing it, I was thinking it was going to be a Rancor.
No, not a Rancor.
This seems scarier.
It is. It really is.
Great.
We're gonna have to make it a little bit smaller to represent this, how off the scale is. But hey, you get the idea. It's big. It's probably
About 5-6 times larger than an average humanoid.
I was gonna say like 5 meters tall, 5-6 meters, but it's kind of hunched over because the roof is only so high.
Would you say it's comparable in size to a Rancor?
Slightly
Or would
larger.
it be larger? Okay.
If it could stand at its full height, 5 to 6 times the height of a standard person, wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
Naraga looks to Cortez for a second. Keep it distracted. And bolts off, like trying to follow outside the outer rim of the door, or outer rim of the wall, trying to get to the other side of it.
Are you trying to do it stealthily or just quickly?
Stealthily if possible, but if this thing does,
Well, roll and move silently. Hide. Stuff like that. Stealth.
yeah, this is not
Sneaky.
the best. Not the best roll I have.
Well, he's trying to
Oh,
sneak
that's a
over there.
botch.
I'm gonna kind of come into the doorway, pick up like a rock, and I'm gonna try and throw it kind of over this way to get the monster's attention to go over in that direction as he goes over toward the map, or as she goes toward the map, I should say.
That's a botch.
So, you pick up a rock and you throw it over in one direction, but as this person's sneakily running past, she trips and sprawls across the floor. That noise being much more distracting than the sound of a rock going clitter clatter. Naraga, you now have something's attention, and it seems to be moving towards you.
Great!
Okay, as it starts moving towards him, I'm gonna pull out my blaster pistol and shoot at it.
Wonderful. Can everybody roll me initiative? Because initiative is fun.
I suppose so. Initiative means I'm gonna roll badly afterward.
Oh, don't worry. I only got a 5.
Oh no, see, I can roll fine on initiative. It's everything after initiative that I roll badly on. Where is initiative listed on this sheet? I don't know what my initiative is. Shit. Isn't initiative just D20 plus dex bonus or something?
Basically, unless you have
Okay.
improved initiative.
I
Should be on your
For me,
sheet
it's just
right
a flat
underneath
D20 because
speed.
my dex sucks.
Ah,
18.
Hmm. Interesting. So this will be.
Oh, I need to fix something real quick.
So, Dav, you pull out your blaster pistol, having realized that throwing a rock wasn't much of a distraction,
Mm-hmm.
and you were ready to open fire. What are you doing?
I shoot the monster with my blaster pistol.
You shoot the monster with your blaster pistol. Just
Correct.
randomly.
Unless I see a spot that looks like it could be a weak spot, yeah, I'm just gonna just take a shot at wherever. There's more to try and get his attention than anything.
Oh, okay. Well, just take aim and shoot then, and we will pray for you.
Damn it.
Your blaster shot goes off, and you know you felt pretty confident about it, but it hits this thing's exterior, and it goes ricocheting off into the ceiling.
Nuts.
if I might be quoting an old favorite of mine. Ah, hell!
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna try and take another shot.
You have 2 shots around?
Actually, that's a good question. Let me check. It's got multi-fire. I don't know what that
So
means
you're
in the
using
context of the rules.
It's
What?
basically like full auto,
Okay.
both blaster pull.
Yeah. Are we doing the 6-action thing that
Nope.
David does, or?
Oh no.
Okay, I couldn't remember. In that case, I won't take another shot at it because I don't think I can.
Gonna give any commands to your friend?
Can I just like grab him and be like, "All right, you got it from here," and shove him in front of me, or move behind him?
You can move behind him and tell him that.
Okay,
Most definitely.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just kind of back up behind him and be like, "All right, you got it from here."
Joy, so you swap spaces with him. He is going to look at you and give you very much what the fuck's your problem look before he turns back
I'm just gonna,
and takes fire. Oops, just one of those. Nope, yeah, both of those. Never mind. And the shot goes off.
when he looks at me, when he gives me "What the fuck's your problem?" look, I'm just gonna say, "What? I'm the brains, you're the bronze."
And he turns around and he shoots the thing. 2 bolts going off. One of them ricocheting into the ceiling. the other actually managing to penetrate its shell, and the creature just lets out this roar. In this chamber, it's almost deafening. The creature, in turn, deciding, which one of you looks more delicious? Dav's Wookiee or this little girl laying on the floor? High or low, Dav? Or
Hi.
Naraga? High, okay, thank you. Mmm, sorry, it's going after you.
Going after me?
Well, you're Wookiee. And it takes...
But that was kind of the idea, was to get it to focus on us while she goes and gets the thing.
Oh yes, it's focused, and it's gonna take several swings at your Wookiee. The first swing is wide, the Wookiee ducking out of the way, realizing that it was coming, but the second claw coming across from the other side catches him off guard. Very off guard. And he screams out in pain as a large gaseous wound is cut into his abdomen.
Is he dead?
No, he's still alive, but he looks very much
Okay.
hurting. My dear Naraga, what will Naraga do?
Oh. Naraga ends up looking, and how good, like, does the Wookiee look like extremely injured right now, or is it capable of holding on to this? Sometimes you gotta trust your friends.
He looks like he can take another couple hits, but...
Alright, then I have to move fast. Naraga continues sprinting to the far end of the room, about where the marker would have been. Starts going about, looking for anything that even seems remotely like what she was looking for.
Well, as you come around the corner into that little alcove, you notice a pedestal, and on it floats a black cube with almost glowing gold writing or inscriptions.
Alright. That's one. She reaches out and takes it. Immediately, stuffing it into a satchel at her side.
As you touch it and pick it up and start going to put it in your satchel, an image appears standing before you. The Terra Rentec does not like light.
Oh, god dang it. And it's not well lit in here, is there?
No, it's not. It seems that most of the lights in here have actually already been broken out. Maybe this beast has been here a long time, and previous attempts with lights have been remedied by it.
Terrantech. Well, at least now I know what it is. And at this point, she starts to move back towards it, both sabers ignited, pressed against one another. She ends up stepping forward, trying to maybe force illumination, sparks, kind of looking for anything that might even produce light in here, though It's dark enough right now. Herself being, as far as she knows, the only real light source outside of the occasional blaster fire coming from the Wookiee.
Your sabers are sparking some. You do notice around the room several braziers. One of them looks to have been knocked over, but there's still 5 or 6 of them.
Am I nearby enough, or any one of them?
Yeah, there's one right here.
Yeah. Well, that Naraga ends up moving over to it and kind of like a flint and steel motion as she attempts to light it.
Well, it doesn't take much. It seems the contents of it are quite flammable. Small
We can be
spark and
grateful.
it ignites, and it's a strange fire. It's not the standard color of fire. It's almost it's flickering between white and blue, and it's actually quite bright. We'll move back to Dav. Dav!
Is the Wookiee still standing?
For the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna pull him back away from the door, so that way it'll be harder for the whatever it's called, since I don't know its name yet, but the creature to take
Creature?
another swipe at him because what?
Is it creature? Yep, that's a good term for it.
Well, I don't know what it's called yet, so that's why I'm
I
gonna.
know.
Well, my character doesn't know what it's called. So, but I'm gonna just basically grab him by his foot and just pull him backward a bit away from that doorway, so that the creature can't reach him, since it's likely too big to fit through the door.
It is.
That
The
way he
dude
doesn't
is
get
far
attacked
too
again.
big to fit through the door. So you're gonna move back out in the hallway?
Yeah, basically I'm gonna move back like that, and then yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Just gonna pull him back so that way he can't be attacked again.
Well, it takes a swing at him before he leaves, and as he's moving away, it definitely takes another large. Let's see how large of a chunk it takes out of him. It's not as big a chunk, but it still looks like it hurts. The Wookiee, now reeling in pain, looking very injured, asks in Shiriwook, "Now what?"
Uh, for now you stay here because you're injured, and I suppose we'll need to figure out a way to get that big thing away from the door so that Naraga can get back out of that room. And then she intends to go for the other doorway that we saw on the map, assuming that door even works.
Okay.
But I want you to stay here because, well, you've done enough.
Does it notice Naraga? Yes, this light is getting its attention, and it turns in Naraga's direction, looking very angry, and it kind of forces its head forward as it growls in rage as you stand near the flame. And it begins its slow march towards you. Naraga,
Naraga ends up moving to the next brazier.
do you want to go to the one in front of you that's a short distance in front of it, or one that's across the room? There's one here, one here, one here, and then the one by the door you came in is knocked over.
She will run around to get the one here.
Okay.
Continuing this moment and lighting it.
This one too sparks quite readily.
Ooh.
And as you notice, this one's burning almost just red. It's quite strange.
Well, moves on to the Wookiee's turn, I believe.
Technically, it's Dav next, but is he going to do anything, or is he just going to be contemplating?
Dav is actually going to come back right here into the doorway, and he's going to look out and try and see. Because presumably, when the big creature moved away from the door, I was actually able to hear it kind of walking away because of how big it is.
Yes, you definitely
It's like
heard
steps. So I come back to the door to see what's going on, to try and figure out, like, is it going after Naraga?
It's very much going after Naraga.
Is she like I'm just kind of asserting as to what she's doing to draw its attention.
You notice. You can roll a spot to notice something.
Sure, I can do that.
Would have been more obvious if it was a different brazier, but
I don't
you
notice
see
anything.
her bathed in red light. You know, she's got those red lightsabers.
So all I can tell right now is that she's just standing there in red light and that thing's coming at her.
Mm-hmm. There's red light around her, yes.
I guess I'm just going to kind of sit there and kind of survey and watch and see what happens. Because I'm not really sure what to do right now.
You don't want to shoot it and try and get its attention again?
What?
You don't want to shoot it to see if you can get its attention again?
Well, it seemed like shooting it before didn't do much, and it already has nearly killed my Wookiee friend. So far, I haven't gotten paid yet. So the risk-reward factor here is not really looking too good. So yeah, I'm not going to try and shoot it again.
All right. So your Wookiee goes and starts bandaging itself with one of its own medkits. The creature, hearing movement, does it come after... Actually, let's do this fairly. Hi, hello, Naraga.
Hi. Because that's been going so well for us this entire time.
3.
I mean low. Low! I said low, right?
This creature follows your quick movements with its head, keeping its eyes on you as it turns and begins making its way towards you. And it's got its large claws that it's bringing to bear. One swipe, and then the other swipe. One hits the ground by your feet. What's your armor class defense thingy?
16.
16. I'm very sorry to say that it has more than a +2 to hit. Not enough to hit with a 4, but enough to hit with a 14.
Well, plus 10 tends to do that.
How many hit points you got left? Vitality and wounds left.
You know, I don't tell that information. I just play it out.
Okay.
It was nice knowing you.
You take a clean 22.
22.
Uh-huh.
Then Naraga drops to the floor. Very quickly. Those moments of where she was coughing up blood coming out of the corner of her mouth is now a torrent when the claws breach through her chest, lungs filling with blood. It's at that moment she realizes that her sabers deactivate. She crumples down to her knees. And she doesn't even feel her head hit the ground. She just kind of looks up and sees the fire of the brazier. That's all she does remember anyway.
Dav.
As
Her fall to the ground.
as she falls to the ground, as she's laying there, does it look like she's still breathing, or?
You're too far away to tell.
Dav
Mm-hmm.
is going to turn around, tell his Wookiee friend, the promised reward doesn't seem to exist. This is not worth the risk. Let's get out of here. And we're going to leave.
Okay. You and your Wookiee begin making your way out, leaving Naraga and her injured form bleeding out on the ground.
As far as Dav is concerned, Naraga seems to be dead, so...
Okay. Well, you and your Wookiee leave. Leaving Crow meditating while Naraga slowly gets eaten. What last bits of life were in her consumed by this creature of darkness. And as short as this was, I think that's where it will end for tonight.